All right, my friends, I want to talk a little bit about worry. What are you worried about? I mean, I know with the election and all that, it's nerve-wracking when you see the blatant what's going on, which is bad. I get that. We know if the left, they're on the forever march. We know the Chinese communists are, marching. We know all this. I was talking to a guy yesterday. It's very interesting. He's from Germany. He's American. I think, yeah, I'm sure he's American citizen now. But he's anyway. Good guy. He and his wife love Jesus, and we're just talking. His dad was in a Soviet POW camp, prison of war camp, and it sounds like I was able to put two and two together. I'm sure he was drafted into Hitler's army in the World War II. The idea that all Germans were Nazis is just freaking insanity. It's just, if you did not follow the draft orders, you got a bullet in your head, and it's just that simple. So he served in the army. I'm presuming he was probably in the attempt to take over St. Augustine, or was it Moscow? I think they were trying to go to Moscow, and they got the snow. It's just horrible from Hitler. Just idiotic. Anyway, so they got snowed in. A horrible, brutal cold, the Moscow winter, and the Soviets who were on the run were able to resurrect themselves and ultimately took Germans, by the tens and hundreds of thousands, I think, prisoner. So these are commies taking Germans prisoner when Germans were attacking their own land. And Stalin was in charge. I mean, just you think about it. So he was a POW in a Soviet prison of war camp. I can't think of anything more horrific than that. Anyway, so this guy I was talking to, his client, he was like, he just told me, he said, yeah, he was talking to his dad when his dad was getting older and stuff, and it's obviously his dad since passed. He goes, Dad, what's one of the biggest regrets you have? And I'm paraphrasing what this guy said, but it was pretty insightful, man. He said, I wish I didn't worry so much. And I'm sitting there thinking, here's a guy who used to worry, just like we all do, because we're always afraid of the unknown. But here's a guy who used to worry, who also survived a Soviet. I mean, first of all, he survived being in Hitler's Germany. He survived being drafted, having to fight in the freezing cold of the battle in Russia. All kinds of his friends were murdered, killed, destroyed, just by the Soviets, by the Germans, the whole thing. And he survived at POW camp, lived to tell about it. And what's the one thing he wanted his son to recognize? That he should not have worried so much. If you can survive that and come out and say, it'll never be as bad as what you think it is. I'm just sitting there looking around at this beautiful land I live in North Georgia, in a beautiful country that we have in America, knowing that I'm God's child, and I'm sitting there thinking, why am I so doggone worried about Sniffy Joe or about freaking David Perdue in Georgia? And I mean, I'm not saying you just bury your head in the sand, but the Stoicism, you follow this big thing with being a Stoic. I think it's kind of trendy, but I think there's something valid about that. It's like, look, things are going to happen regardless if you're worrying about it or not. So it's kind of like one of those things I'm starting to think, just expect it's going to happen. If it doesn't, then you're golden. But expect bad things are going to happen and prepare. But to worry about it, like this could happen, yeah, it could. So just expect it's going to happen. And then if it doesn't, because it most likely won't the way you're worried about it, then just be joyful, if that makes sense. Oh, there they go again. Oh, boy. Oh, can you see them? Let's see if they come back. Right up there they go. Hey, boys. Yeah, I love those dogs. So you have this worry about the unknown. I mean, what do I worry about? I can't even. It's like that's the thing. I don't even know. Am I worried about the communist takeover and the Che Guevaras of the world? I guess. Is that likely? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not worried about the commie virus. I'm not worried about. I don't know. I mean, what else? Going bankrupt? That doesn't worry me so much. So it's like you're sitting there thinking, what are you worried about? The freaking the Mao, the Red Guard coming in? Yeah, maybe. But you know, we've seen that before, and we know how to at least prepare to defend yourself from that. The Mao, the Red Guard, and whatnot. The Maoist Brigade. Yeah, I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people in America who are prepared for that. Let's just put that way. So I'm not so. You know, you're going to pay higher taxes. Yeah, probably. You're worried about the cold because Joe Biden is going to get rid of natural gas. Well, he's not going to, but, you know, he will put regulations on that. I don't know. Just if a guy can survive the Soviet POW camp and tell his son not to worry so much, isn't that a lesson for us all? I think so. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, we'll see you.